Thank you. Are you ready to sing?
They brought cola nuts, Baba. They brought cola nuts. They brought yams. Oh, the musicians came and they sat at his feet while he sat under the tree and taught the children. Like, great Baba said, it is my time. I must join the ancestors. My purpose here is done. I thought they would let me be the one to direct the drums. You see, the gods, they gave us new hands. You must restore. And he began to play. People came from all around, from everywhere. They came and they gave them a new name.
I'm just human. Don't you know I have faults like anyone? Sometimes I find myself alone regretting some little foolish thing, some simple thing that I've done. Raise your hand if you had one of those conversations with Baba when he's just ruminating. And he finally came through and he had his revelation and he said, this is it. But he sat and he thought. And the reason that he struggled in this world is because we live in an undisciplined world. And Baba was a disciplined man.
Yes, he was.
And Baba expected everybody to do what they were supposed to do. And he didn't have to say it.
Right.
And if you didn't do it, you ended up on that other side and he got a little edgy, a little sharp. Community is not the African way. Baba was a Pan-Africanist through and through and through and through.
Baba Kenyatta, I wanted to share with y'all the last conversation that we had because, man, this dude was so excited about, everybody's familiar with Ibrahim Touré.
Yes, yes.
Everybody familiar with what's going on in Africa.
Yes, yes.
Please listen to me. If you don't know what's going, because you're not going to see it on CNN, CBS, NBC, none of that.
I don't want to see it on
If you don't know what's going on in Africa, I encourage you to pay close attention to what's going on in Africa, because what's going on in Africa right now is about to affect the whole world.
Yep.
And me and Baba Kenyatta, he got on the phone, he said, look, I got to tell you about, and then when he's driving, I said, I already know about it. So our conversation, listen, it was like Baba Kenyatta was predicting this. He wasn't saying, I hope that Africa unite. He said, I am so glad to see Africa uniting, and I'm alive to see it. Like he knew what was coming next, and he just continued to speak in past tense like he knew what was going to happen. He said, man, as soon as I can get up out of this bed, I'm going to get my red beret and get me an Ibrahim Touré t-shirt, and he just
female component of color lover, as Baba is. So we're just so grateful to have this colorful sister with us to end up today's program. So this last story will be Mama Kim, Olawafuke.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Peace, family. I was a young girl. I was in my early 20s, and I had gone to visit Hanif and Hanifa's bookstore. And we were talking, they were giving me some information, and they had this bright idea that I should meet Baba Kamal, and that we should get together and start performing together. So I had an opportunity to meet Baba Kamal, James Green, Kenyatta Henry, and Nzinga Debrick, and we formed Griots Wa Umoja, Folklorists of Unity. And it's funny that you called me the colorful sister. I couldn't figure out where it was, but Baba gave me an African outfit, and it was lime and orange. And I loved it. And so I was like, well, I'll at least wear the lime and put it with the purple. And one day when I was telling a story at the African festival that Hanif and Hanifa put on, I actually met two Yoruba priests, and they said, what is your name? And I said, my name is Kim. And they said, are you Chinese? I said, no, sirs. And they said, your name is Olawafunke, one the Creator has sent to protect. And from that time, Baba has would always call me Olawa. He would put that extra drag on that name. So I'm going to share a story. It's called The Lion and the Hyena. And what is also special about storyteller through Baba Kenyatta. So this is my opportunity to honor both of them as they are part of the ancestral realm. Once upon a time in a village a long time ago, there was a little lion cub. He had been out in the forest playing and having a marvelous time. But while he was out there playing in that forest, he got lost. And before he knew it, the sun had set and the moon had rose. And he looked around and he could no longer find his family, and he found himself lost. And just about that time, a hyena started looking him up and down and figured that he would be his dinner tonight. But right before he reached out to devour that lion cub, he said, should I eat just for this evening, or should I think into the future? I will take this lion cub home, and I will make this lion cub go out every day and hunt for me. He don't even know he is a lion. He stopped, and he thought to himself, what is this thing called a lion? What is this thing that I am lacking the knowledge of that he does not want me to know about? And he made up his mind on that day that he was going to journey back through the forest. See, the hyena had told him to never go back through that forest, that evil, horrible things would happen to him if he took that journey. But he decided on that day he needed to take it. And as he was just about to step into the forest, he stopped. See, sometimes it's easier to stay in situations that are uncomfortable to us because they are familiar to us. But he decided on that day to press forward. And as he walked into that forest, he started to feel a freedom come over him. And he kept on journeying deeper and deeper into the woods. And as he journeyed into the woods, he saw this animal come running towards him, strong, full of hair. He should have been afraid, but he wasn't. And he stopped in front of him. He said, come with me, my brother. And he went. They traveled farther into the woods. They ran as fast as they could, up the mountains, down through the trees. were hot and they were thirsty, so they stopped at a river to take a drink. And they bowed their heads. And when they took the drink and the lion cub lifted his head, he saw his reflection. Are you a lion? What is this? Tell me, what is a lion? He said, let us finish the journey. And they traveled all the way back to the pride of the lions. And you did not know who you were. Should you use your energy to go back and destroy, or should you use it to rise up and take your rightful place? Because in the end, hyenas shall go in the direction that they shall go, and lions shall do the same. Until this day, the lion cub seeks others lost on their way, so that he may be able to guide them home. Baba Kenyatta suffered an injury young in his life, and he could have forgot who he was. But as Mama Chioma said, he was led to the drum. The drum called out to him, and he has been a drum major, beating messages of life into our lives for the end. Every obstacle, every trial, every hindrance shall be laid to the ground, and you shall prevail. Ashe.
Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.
Thank you.